Well, I just recorded like this whole video, and this is the second time I'm recording it because I recorded the whole video, but I had my microphone muted, and so that's just yeah. I just don't. So sorry. Welcome to my video. I just watched the Superman Red Sun movie, and I have some things to talk about, and there will be spoilers. There will be spoiler for the comic a little bit and for the movie. I won't be like try to be super spoilers like I say in the description, some spoilers. And basically I just want to talk about how like one thing I really like about the movie. I'm just gonna get straight into it because maybe this is a good thing. Maybe the video will be more coherent. Probably not, knowing me, but still. They've changed a lot. They changed a few things in the movie that I don't like, but there's a lot of things they changed that I really do like. And I'll talk about like I think there's like three major things like that I want to talk about. And that is first I'll talk about the women. The women in the film are much better written than in the book, and I love the book. I keep looking over there. I even did another yeah, because it's not over there. I keep thinking it's over there, but it's not. It's over there. It's right there. Uh, sorry. And I think the women are written way better in this movie than they were in the book. I feel like they had like Lois Lane acts more like Lois Lane. Wonder Woman acts more like Wonder Woman, and like Lana, she has less screen time, but she has more of an impact on the overall story than she did in the actual book. And I like that. I feel like those. I think the women, get a lot better character development and stuff, and that's something I really like. I think that's the best thing about the film is how they made the women feel like how they do in other comics or other media. They actually feel like characters, not just like, oh, he's that's his girlfriend. That's because I don't like Wonder Woman and Superman being together. Like I think it's kind of weird. I used to like it when I was younger. I was like, oh, I like that idea. But now as I get older, I'm like, that's weird because like people complained about how like, oh, Superman can't bang Lois Lane. It's like it's not about that. Like, I think they could have. I think if they didn't even have John, which they have John Kent in the comic, if they didn't, I think Superman and Lois Lane, if they were just married for years without having kids, I think that would be fine. I think they would have been happy. They would have had a happy marriage because they love each other. But people were like, "Oh, he has to bang." Like, they could probably figure it out. There's probably like things to do, and they obviously do figure it out in the comics. But like, it's just people are so weird about it. But that's besides the point. And so I just but people think it makes sense that Wonder Woman's powerful. She can handle Superman. It's like they're just friends. It's weird. You can't force this friendship into a relationship. It's just a little weird. And I just like that she's more independent. I think her character is a really standout thing. I think she acts a lot, like I said, acts a lot more in character, and I really like it. I think the changes they did to her were great in the film. I really liked it. It was really cool. I think she had more of a presence and more of a, like story arc that I liked, and was actually a story arc that made sense. The other one made sense, but not. I don't know. I feel like it adds more to the original story and changes a few things and to make just very, very like clearly like you can see you're like, oh, her story is this in the comic, I guess, but in the movie it's like, oh, her story is this. Like it's cool, and I like that she's more of a prominent character. In Lois Lane, I think she was a lot more like herself, and then of course Lana Lang, Russian name though in the movie, she has more of like impact in the story, but less screen time. But she's very much a similar character that she was at the beginning of the book. And so I think that she had more impact on the story is better. And so another thing I want to talk about is Lex Luthor. They changed him. They made him more of a good guy, and I think that's certainly a choice. Because when I read the book, I was like, "Oh, Lex Luthor is going to be a good guy. That's going to be cool." And then quickly it's like, "Oh no, he's still Lex Luthor." And I think that I wish they did that, where it starts off like the book, where it's like you think he's going to be, "Oh, this is a good Lex Luthor," and like a bad Superman, but like but then it turns out it's still Lex Luthor, which I like. But in this movie, it's just he's a good Lex Luthor, and he's good, and he's really good. He's like better than Superman in the movie. In the book, I think they're both equally like matched. Oh, another thing and so I don't like. I think there's some things they could have kept the same as in the book, but they didn't. And then yeah, Batman. I did not like how they had Batman because in the book I feel like he had more of a point and he's way more understanding. I feel like, or no, he's not understanding, but your understanding of him. I think you get more like understanding of that character in the book, even though like you get the same amount of screen time. I feel like that his actions are more more violent and more like not. acceptable, agreeable. Like in the book, he destroys buildings but has no one in them. In the movie, he just yeah, no, that's not what he does. And so I didn't like that because I feel like they made him just way more blatantly a villain. Like instead of like he's an anti-hero in this movie or in the comic, and then the movie it's just like no, he's a villain. Just he has to die. And it was interesting. I don't. It was certainly a choice. I didn't like. Then another thing I want to talk about is I'm not going to say what happens in the ending of the book, but they changed the ending. Not really changed. I like kind of I guess it would be the word, but the book has this whole thing, and then has an ending monologue, and the ending of the book is absolutely amazing. Yeah, it doesn't really. It's kind of out of nowhere, weird, but I love it. In the movie, there's a part in the book where it's like, oh, it shows this, and then then has the monologue. It's like the movie is like it feels like it got to that part where it shows the planet, and it's supposed to be like the monologue, and then it just ends. The movie just ends, and I was like, we're not doing that. Like the probably the coolest thing of the book, the ending. That was the coolest thing, the most out there idea that I loved. They didn't do it in the movie, and I'm like, oh. And so the changes and like other than there are some other changes I really don't like. Like I feel like the overall message is more confusing. I feel like it's less complex and more confusing, which I don't know if that makes sense. Like in the book, it's very complex. In the movie, it's just like America's good, Russia's bad. It's like okay. In the book, it's like, well, you could see there's good sides on this side, and there's good sides on this side. There's good points of both ideologies, and then there's a third one, a Batman, who's like a third ideology, and he has good points too. And they all have these great things that I really like, and like, but also have these horrible things that I don't like. But that's why it's great. The book and the movie is just like Superman's bad, Batman's bad, Lex Luthor's good, he's America's good, America's good. It's like I feel like there's a little bit more nuance to that sentence than people might think. You know, like America's great. Wouldn't live anywhere else in the world. Like, no, sorry. I would go travel, 100% travel, but I just couldn't imagine living anywhere else. But then again, look at me. I'm a white man in America. I'm kind of lucky, but that's a whole different topic. But basically, I just feel like America isn't 100% good. Like obviously, but like we've done but some bad things in the past. Um, yeah, but that's besides. That's not. No, that is the point. It like the book just kind of like talks about that. In the movie, it's very much like no, America, America, America. It's like okay, that's kind of. I guess that's an option. No, it's no option. It's like okay, so you're saying Superman's bad because they don't give him options, but then America is the only option. Like I don't know if you get what you're saying. Like it's like the scene, the Princess Bride. Like I don't think you know. I don't think you. Or what's the? It's like the scene where it's like someone's probably watching. It's like what are you talking about? I'm like the scene with the really cool guy. I need to watch that movie. I should do a review on that. But yeah, besides the point. Well, that is the point. Sorry, I keep saying that. I say it as a joke a lot. Oh, but that's besides the point. But it's the joke with me and my friend. But like, I just feel like the complexities of the book get really dumbed down for the movie, and also I just feel like a lot of there's a lot of cool things there that they just keep off of like or they don't I don't know they keep similar but like it has a different payout and sometimes it's better but or payoff sometimes it's better but sometimes it's just not there and there's a lot less there's a lot it's a lot less like it takes like the book takes place over many decades the movie takes place over decades but just a lot less and I guess that just doesn't really fit that I don't like that as much but yeah I would say on my scale this way I'm almost remembering the scale I would give it probably around a 4 on the scale to 1 to 10. It needs improvement. I think it does need improvement. And that improvement would just be, I don't know, reading the book. But yeah, I would say if you're a fan of the book, maybe pass on the movie. I don't know. It's not the exact best like adaptation. Like that's weird because I've heard other people talk about the other adaptations of the comics, and they're like exactly one for one, and this one is just not that. And it does try to improve things, and it does improve things, like I said, but it also makes other things just pointless. I feel like, but yeah. So if you want to watch it, I can't stop you. But if you really like the book and you're like, oh, it's not that good, I wouldn't watch it if I knew well, I don't know if someone said if you love the book and a lot of things, unique things in the book, don't like. I don't know. I probably still would watch it, but you know what I mean. Like, I'm just trying to. If you want to listen to my opinion, which I don't know if you would, if you probably might have some in like be inclined a little bit because you watch my channel. But basically, if you like the book, or if you yeah, if you like the book, just don't watch the movie. It's definitely a 4 on the scale, which you can see this way. But yeah, if you like this video, if you, oh, yeah, oh man, I should edit this out, but I won't because I'm lazy. If you like this video, then like this video. If you like this channel, then subscribe. Have a wonderful day.